All right, so this is going to be a short little update, and then we're going to, I guess, work together and go over some UX UI design portfolios. And I can't even see you can't even see my screen, but we'll go over some portfolios and yeah, get an understanding, feel for it, so I can start making apps sometime soon. So let me share my screen. Cool. So the first update that I want to share, I thought about how I can make like YouTube videos that fit with my style, but then also something that's like useful and informative, I guess. And I think the biggest thing is I I don't want to be like a content creator. I don't want my main job to be recording videos. Like I actually want to make money, and I don't want to make have that money be conditioned on that I have a following. The reason I want to do YouTube is to share my learnings, and it's always nice to have like a community of people that are of similar interests and have like close but also like complementary skills that we can like build off of each other, and and possibly, I don't know, like the outreach as well. So, and when I say outreach, it's like people that I can possibly collaborate with, and then also just being able to share these learnings. And so that's really the reason I want to do YouTube. I don't intend to be like uh I I don't like I don't have a passion, I guess, for making artistic videos yet, and I don't know. I That's not my thing. So I want to make videos that are like useful enough to watch, that I don't just have 1,000 subscribers for 10 years. Like I I ideally want this to make progress, and so I'm willing, I guess, to adjust how I make videos, but I don't want to change my focus from being work with me to I'm trying specifically to make videos for content creation purposes. So anyways, that was a long rant. And one person that I found inspiration from was Sam Solik, because the way his videos are, like, all he's doing is working out, but it's calming and nice enough that you just want to watch it. And so I guess how I'm gonna adjust my videos, the typical work with me's, and maybe the weekly reviews is, or in general the work with me's. I want to try to do like a work with me every day. It might take like a few weeks to get to that consistency, but I'm gonna try. And so the intro is just gonna be like a short montage of moments in my life. Note that these aren't like the everyday moments. This is like some of the, I guess, highlights. Maybe shows a little bit of my character, and that's really what I'm going for. It's not the everyday. Most typical days is just me sitting here, exercising in the morning, walking my dog, and eating, sleeping, spending some time with family. So anyways, then after the intro, gonna have like a 5-minute update. So try to give like an overview, a map of, show the map of where I'm at, where I'm going, because my journey is, first step is to get, I think it was 5,000, 10,000 passive income, and then after that, a million, 10 million, a billion. So have these steps, and then I have these steps, and I want to show sort of where I'm at in relation to that. And then the main part of the video will just be work with me. Maybe what I'm learning interests you, and so you want to stick around for that, or maybe not, and you just want to work with me. And then this is, that was just like a tip. And then the closeout, so that's just recapping, I guess, what I learned, and all that good stuff. I have dog allergies, so I keep scratching my eyes. So that's the first update. The second update is, so if you don't remember, I have like an SAS journey. I want to make apps, websites on ideas that I have, and I have some, I guess, general ideas in mind, but I don't have anything super concrete that I've drafted or that I've drawn out or done some research on. And so the first, and even before that, the general approach I like to take to anything is like having some knowledge, some theory, I guess, knowledge and skills, and then applying it. So, and not even taking that long. It can be like 1 to 2 weeks of learning. Me in particular, these are all areas that are new to me. So like this area is taking me about like so far a month maybe. And it'll probably take me like 2 more months, but in parallel to that, I'm also starting to like going to start drafting out ideas. So I like to learn and apply the learnings. I don't just like to build and then learn on the way, because then you don't really retain the learnings as much. But anyways, first step of, I guess, starting up or working on idea is designing it and drafting it, validating the idea. And that starts with UX UI design, and in particular, or not even in particular, but like one tool that you can use for that is Figma. And so that's my first focus. And what I've been doing so far is taking a few Udemy courses, as well as doing some research to learn. And the first Udemy course I did, reviewed that. It's on YouTube. You can look at that YouTube video. Second Udemy course I finished, like I think it was 2 days ago, made a YouTube video that's going to come out today. And now I'm currently on this one. Yeah, I'm on this Udemy course. This one, I don't know how much learnings I'm going to get from it, but I'm kind of like just watching it at 2 times the speed. Just want to finish it. I purchased it. Just want to make sure that I guess that I'm not leaving behind any learning. So realistic, or if I was a bit more pragmatic, I would probably just not watch this, just skip it. But I'm more like a complete, almost like a perfectionist. So this is going to probably delay me like 5 days. And then this one for sure, just to improve my efficiency with Figma. And yeah, from there, I'm going to just start reading books, taking the Google UX Design Professional Certificate, and in parallel start drafting out some of the ideas that I have and applying what I've learned. So that's sort of like the outline of where I'm at. Yeah, so this is also going to be reading books, so that's going to be like 3 books a month. I want to see how long it takes me to get through 3 books a month. How many hours a day it's going to take me to get to 3 books a month, because I have like 30 books and I want to finish them in a year. So depending on how long this takes per day, this one I'll just dedicate like 4 hours a day. The rest I can dedicate to case studies or actual apps that I want to build, and maybe even going ahead and trying to get these areas going too, these sections. So realistically, we're looking at like because this whole phase is how do you get an idea and validate it. And so I probably won't actually be able to start coding, shipping apps until this is like 80% complete. And this is going to be 80% complete, I feel like, maybe by the 9th. That is a long time though. I would have wanted to do this 80% by 2 months, but that might be trying to cram it too much and not actually like learning anything. Let's see, so this is 3 months. It's going to be 3 months. 3 months isn't that bad. Oh, my foot's cramping. Yeah, 3 months isn't that bad. Gonna start coding. Gonna take me maybe like a month to get my coding skills up to par to what I'd want. So we're looking at like October, November, where I'd want to have like an app that I can put out probably going to start having like a few $100s in sales January, February. And then I have until next June to bring that up to a few thousand. Yeah, I think that's realistic. Bringing sales from a few hundred to 1,000 in 4 months. Yeah, I think that's realistic. Okay. So, anyways, that's an overview. Took a little bit longer than I wanted, but let's go to portfolio review. So, in the Udemy courses that I've taken so far, this one was focused mostly on Figma, not necessarily UX UI. This one was focused more so on graphic design theory. So we're looking at like color theory, typography, layout, and hierarchy. Yeah, I think I covered most of them. So none of them quite have been specific to UX UI design. And I think one of the best ways, in many YouTube videos I watch, they mention go over portfolios and see sort of what their process is. Very or decent, competent UX UI designers will demonstrate portfolios and they will show the process that they go through. And these processes that they go through aren't just how does the user feel. Like they actually have user interviews. They analyze the user customer interviews and show how that has impacted the product, and then how the product adjustments have then impacted whatever metrics that they're measuring. So these are all things that I want to try to understand from going through some of these. So I have a lot, and I don't think I'll cover all of them in this video. I will cover all of them offline, but yeah, we'll just work together for like 40 minutes. Feel free to throw on your own music. I have tried throwing on like lo-fi, pretzel rock music, just free music, but it's, I don't know, some can be kind of shitty. So I'd prefer to just listen to my own music. You can listen to your own. We can work together. I can mention some things that I see pertaining to UX UI design if you're here for that. And yeah. So actually, let's take these notes in a way that is usable. So this is the first portfolio, and she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects. For the first project, this sounds familiar. ScanNet case study of app redesign. Takes the most advanced 3D scanning algorithms, puts them in the palm of your hand. These are what she's used: Figma, Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator. I don't know what that is. She did it over 2 months, and it launched like what's 5 plus 9 months later. Okay. Yeah, and especially with like 3D scanning, I think that's when it starts to get a little bit unintuitive for people. So let's see. What am I seeing here? So she's showing the app probably after. And if you do, I don't understand this quote. What is ScanNet? A desktop 3D scanning app? Desktop scanning app. So is it okay, now I'm confused. Is it for for your computer or for your phone? Okay, she's showing doctors, teachers, hobbyists. So this is a persona. Yeah, this is actually pretty complete and thorough. So let's take a screenshot of that. Okay. Yeah, these two I think is just more, these two images are more just for aesthetics. This is, I guess, trying to give a little bit more context. So I guess this is supposed to be like the starting point, because you can see jargon, confusion, lost. It's just, I guess she's trying to create a journey in how she shows her portfolio. Make the app easy to understand. Update the app for iPad. So, identified personas. Let's see. Created personas. And then two, identified make the app easy to understand. Oh, so she is probably updating the computer app and then also updating the iPad app with, who's CX? Customer experience? I don't know. And then 3, conducted research. And that research consisted of rip. Let me look up what CX means. CX, UX design. CX goals, customer experience. Oh, okay, got it. Talked with customer experience team, with developers, read support articles, read help. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good, pretty good set of tasks to do. Challenges. These are the best practices users shouldn't need. Users shouldn't need to know. So users know or I guess they're just trying to make this statement that she had, make it impossible to fail. But I guess how can you make it impossible to fail by just adjusting the UI, or by just adjusting the UI? Because that seems almost like you can't change the distance. Well, I mean, that's something that the user has to do, so maybe through UI you can do that. Okay, sure. Lighting, sure. But what if they need to scan something that's black or reflective? Then you need to tell them that they need to adjust it. Or you can adjust your... I mean, yeah, I guess these are things that you can try to make it more intuitive so that the user automatically does it. I don't know. Or from information architecture. So what is this? Design performance. Wait, what is this? Redefined information, presets. So I guess here, define. What's this define? Just making it easier by having presets for common tasks that users have to complete, I guess, and then showing the wireframing, the flow of the general scanning. I don't know what these symbols are. Well, let's just try to see. Oh, cool. I wish you could see more in detail to the design system. Hmm. I wonder if this is adjusted, if this changes the quality of the scans. Because here, it looks like you have more, like the options are clear. Like there's simpler options. Almost like, yeah. So maybe the number of options settings are reduced, but then does that impact the quality of the scans? But definitely for the average person, like that changes, makes it so much more simpler. Oh man, this is a heavy. Okay, let's just keep working through this. So I'm not sure where information architecture comes in. Like I'm not familiar with the term wireframing. Conducted research. Let's see. Designing. And part of designing was information architecture, wireframing, low, mid, high fidelity. And conducted research. One thing I was going to say right now was that right now I'm noting this as like part of the project requirements, but this I guess came from, she's given like initial project requirements, and then through research she sort of refined what fulfilling those project requirements would look like. Accessibility. And then designing was also a design system, wireframing. So results here, she adjusted the redesigned with pre-settings, better look, better help or help page, let's see, usage page, That makes sense. Are all the same icons? And then I guess results. I wasn't sure whether to put this in like go from designing to like initial mock-up and then iterations, and within iterations have testing live builds. Future plan, scaling, iterate. Unfavorable conditions result. Wants to continue. Let's just copy paste this. Or do I even need to write the specifics? Like, once a continue goal of impossible to fail. Clear. To make scanning process clear. Something like that. Okay, so what am I missing that I haven't viewed yet? So there's this app, I think is final result. We have settings and help. Here you can select the sensor. Here you can select what type of object you're scanning, and there's 3. So that was the iPad app, and then this is the computer app. Here we're looking at, I guess when you start a scan, you have all these options. Scene, we have a body, room, select the bounding box, aspect ratio, path. Yeah, so I think one thing that I saw was that here you have to select the bounding box, and that can be a little bit tricky with some objects. So instead of just being able to adjust the bounding box in the app before you start scanning would be easier than guessing how large your object is created for. So I guess you're just trying to say that it's very technical. Wait, but is it? I thought the users were doctors, teachers, and hobbyists. So are the users, was there a pivot from computer vision engineers? Or maybe she's just trying to emphasize that at first it was really technical. Yeah, at first it might have been really technical for engineers, so it looked like this. But the actual users are doctors, teachers, hobbyists. And then these are what the personas are like. Motivation wants to have a variety of projects, but needs it to be like, I guess, usable. Demonstrate the scanning process. Have the student scan. For 3D printing. And I guess maybe, I don't know if they actually interviewed her and the steps that she took. But in general, it's, I guess both of them were lost. Yeah. Both of them were lost and confused, so they wanted to make the app easier to use, update the app. And update. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. And so to do research, she talked with people that have direct customer experience. She talked with developers, support articles. Yeah, so typically where people reach out. Makes sense. Challenges of 3D scanning. And so through that, she developed a set of challenges, which is typically the size of the object, how far they are, the lighting, characteristics of the object, the environment, and I guess the object as well. Overall goal is, I guess, to make it impossible to fail, have the optimal setup. And so to solve the confusion, they wanted to update the settings, provide simplify options. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that makes sense so far. So I guess here she's just trying to make the presets that would make most sense from the previous, I guess, computer app, and figured out, okay, these people are typically scanning for like these 4 main reasons. So we're gonna have these 4 presets, and this is what the process is gonna look like. So they're gonna rescale the box, and I guess they're gonna start, something to, can't read that, but from there it's ready to scan. Short vibrations. So I guess they didn't really like this, so she's crossing these out. But once they're done, it's going to finalize. Do they want to restart and scan another, restart or scan another object, or maybe a crash in the middle? Yeah, okay, that's kind of a complete process. The only thing I see here is like vibrations and something, short vibrations, closer. I guess you want to have some, and white circles mean so I guess prepare the user to start scanning, finish, maybe something like that, some prompting. But I guess I didn't want that, and so her So far it looks like scanning, but I don't know what all these screens are. Scanning. Yeah, I don't know. All actions are easy to find. Images, models, actual components, alerts, instruction, toast info, toast actions. So I think in the design system, let's actually add these though. So she had typography, buttons, images, models, toast, alerts, info, text entry. So the one thing I'm not familiar with is what are toasts? Context of and UI design. I could adjust that, but I think that's fine for now. Pre-scan screen actions. User flow, onboarding, resize, FT. Yeah, so that looks basically how the final app looks. Basic capture. Oh, so these frames either open up or there's another overlay. So you can't start scanning until the screen is, or the box is placed, and then you can. Testing, so what is all this about? Center. Icons in the menu, or colors. So I don't know if she changed everything, or if it was just this, because this slider bar might actually be difficult to use. But it seems like that's all she changed. Finalize screens. So here's a user flow. So all the screens are important. Let's go back to that. Did I have that? So settings is essentially like sensor selection, help and troubleshooting. Yeah, help, resize page. So I think that's part of like the general scanning, or from the general flow they can go on to the resize, or tips and tricks, subject selection. Yeah, I think I covered it enough. Like I have a general feel for like what the problem was, how she approached it, the results that she got from it, or maybe not results, the outcomes. No, yeah, results. Outcomes, I would say, is more like the metrics, but they didn't put it out until like 7 months later, I guess. 9 months later, so she probably didn't get to see the metrics. Cool, I think I'll leave it at this one. But I do need to cover like 4 more here, and then all of these. So each of these probably has like 3 or 4. So it's gonna be about a week maybe while I cover all these. I think I'm gonna start skimming once I get familiar with like the general process that each of them follows. Yeah. But for now, I'm trying to get up to speed and get an understanding of what they're doing, how they're doing it. Alright, so let's see what the channel review, closeout, brief recap. So recap for this video. First thing, changing how, actually let me write this down. 4740. Okay. So brief recap in this video. First update was I'm changing the way I structure my videos. During the first 5 minutes of the video, I'm going to be talking about sort of where I'm at, what I'm going to be doing with the video, and this is all in the context of starting up, or my general goals of having 5,000 passive income within the next 1 to 2 years. Once I reach that goal, move on to my next goals. And yeah, so that's that's the first update. Second update was talking about where I'm at with regards to like within my first goal, and so I broke it down into like a few phases. First phase was innovation, trying to templatize or have mastery of the innovation process of taking an idea, validating it, designing it, so then you have a mock-up, because I'm strictly right now focusing on apps and eventually websites. And that's the first phase. Second phase is going to be actually coding it. Third phase is going to be marketing and sales. And I think that's a general sort of phase or general process. And so right now I'm focused on the first phase. Within the first phase, I have 3 sort of columns or pillars that I'm focusing on. And the first one that I'm working on is UX UI design. And to get started there, to get the, I guess, running the fastest, instead of just trying to do a lot of research and not really know what structure to use, I've just bought a few courses. Each are like $10, $15 when there's sales. So this helps speed up the learning process. And so now I finished 2 courses. Right now I'm sort of doing a little bit more research to supplement what the courses haven't covered. And my goal is to finish these courses within like the next 1 to 2 weeks, the Udemy courses. And at that point, I will have more time to start having my own case studies, actual apps that I want to build. And so for that, right now, I am going through portfolios to see what the process these designers have followed, so I can follow the same process, and down to a T, just for now, while I'm trying to apply what I've learned and develop my skills. Now, once I get it down in the next like 1 to 2 years, then maybe I can like do what do you call it, back of the napkin designing. But for now, we're just gonna like follow it down to a T, because eventually I have like maybe a goal of having like a firm, or yeah, I guess you can envision like if you've ever seen like Suits, where you have a firm. Within that firm, you have like the head person, and then you have a bunch of other people that bring their expertise, and then they each have their own cases, their own clients. But I have like a similar idea where like a firm, other people can work with me. They have their own skills. Maybe some may be more interested in marketing, sales. Other people want to be strictly designers. Other people want to be app developers. Other people, let's say, are physical product designers and engineers. So yeah, just having a bunch of people, we have our own ideas. We have people come to us with ideas, and we have like a percentage of equity, and that way we pop out like various companies and build them up to multi-million, billion-dollar companies. So that's something I have in mind. And I guess the reason I say that is to be able to manage those people, I need to have enough familiarity with all of these areas that I know sort of what has been done and what to expect. And yeah, see you maybe tomorrow or the next day.